Hi everyone. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. There will be a lot of stories about love and relationships. I am worried about the man I live with. We have a close although distant relationship. A quiet routine. Every morning we have breakfast together. Always the same. Cereal, Cheerios, with milk. Every night dinner in the microwave. Sometimes he watches TV, switching from channel to channel. News. Sometimes a sitcom. He never laughs, though. He's still young. He started graying early, but the gray barely touches his temples. He still has more than half his life ahead of him. But as he reclines on the couch, clutching his pillow to his chest and staring absent-mindedly ahead, his remaining years seem more like a curse than a blessing. One day I am in the hallway of our apartment building and see that there is a new neighbor. She is carrying a huge cardboard box, sagging backwards under its weight. All I can see is from the tip of her nose and above. When she reaches for the handle of her apartment, she suddenly staggers under the weight. I'm afraid she's about to fall, along with the box, when my friend comes up behind me. He quickly slides one hand under the box, lightening the weight, while gently bringing it back to balance. "Hey, excuse me, do you need help?" he says, freezing in place, his face faintly blushing. "Oh, my God, thank you," she exhales, fully transferring the weight of the box to him. He bravely holds the box for her as she opens the door to her apartment. "If you could just hand it to me now," she asks, stepping through the doorway. I can see her fully now. Her dark brown bangs almost cover her eyes. The rest of her long hair is curled and pinned up. My friend hands her the box and stands in hesitation as she disappears into her apartment. He starts to turn away and heads back to our apartment when the woman's voice follows him. "Hey, thanks again for helping me out. Do you live around here?" Yes. I should have introduced myself. "My name is Ben. I live right across the street from you." He holds out his hand for her to shake. Ben. I hadn't heard him say his name, introduce himself to anyone. It seemed like forever. It feels like I've forgotten his name. "I'm Louise." Louise reaches out and squeezes his hand. She smiles, pushing her bangs back from her face. They stand there, holding hands for a moment. I see Ben's lips curve into a smile before he quickly releases her hand. Louise, nice to meet you. That box was hard. I don't think I could have made it up the stairs by myself." "I'm impressed." "Yeah," Louise said with a laugh. "It's my VHS video collection." "VHS? Really?" "Uh-huh," grinned Louise. "I'm a humanities professor at the local community college. There are many old movies that are only available on videotape. I have a few others that are my personal secret pleasures. Knight Rider, the original Star Wars trilogy." "Really?" "I watched the original as a kid. I'd love to lend them to you someday if you want." "Oh, I don't have a VHS player." "Oh well," Louise says, "maybe we can watch it together someday." Ben mumbles thanks. He then asks Louise if there's anything else he can do to help. I leave and go back to my apartment with him, and Louise accepts his offer. I sit on the couch thinking about it. Ben has clearly been unhappy and lonely for a long time. He's an attentive, reliable man. But something's not adding up in our relationship. There is no reason why he should have any difficulty in a relationship. Is that his choice? Does he prefer to be alone, or is he too shy to pursue a relationship? A few hours later, Ben comes home. I can hear Louise's melodious laughter as they part, and as he closes the door, he has a big smile on his face. Then, as he turns to the open room, looking in my direction, his smile disappears. He comes over and sits next to me on the couch. He doesn't speak, but puts his head on his hands, leaning forward. I don't say anything. A few days later, Ben brings a small gift bag home. Apparently a gift from someone. He puts it on the counter and pulls out a box of microwave popcorn. He tears off the note taped to the front. As he reads it, Ben smiles. But when he puts the note down, his eyebrows wrinkle and then he shifts from foot to foot. He shakes his head and, to my surprise, picks up the note and heads for the trash can. He hesitates and then drops the note. As he walks away, I go to the trash can and pick up the note. Thank you for helping me move. Let me know when you want to come over and share my VCR. There's a little smiley face drawn on the bill and a phone number behind it. Why had Ben thrown that away? He seemed happy after being with her, and she was attractive and clearly interested in him. I put the note back on the counter, defiantly getting Ben's attention. Early the next morning, during Ben's usual routine of making lunch for work, I see him freeze when he notices the note on the counter. Frowning, he picks it up and stares at it. After a pause, he tosses it into the trash can again. Why? He leaves for work, forgetting his lunch on the counter. When he returns at noon, the note is waiting for him on the counter again, right next to his lunch. He swears, which is not like him, not typical of him. He throws the note into the trash can again, and then pulls a garbage bag out of the trash can and ties it up. He puts it next to the door and then picks up his lunch, muttering something about being late. Am I pushing him too far with this, Louise? I don't think so. I saw him stop at Louise's door just the other day. He started turning towards her like he was going to knock before he backed off and went back to our apartment. He was interested in her anyway. I'm struggling to untie the package. The note is almost on top. It's badly creased now, and the ink seems to have faded. But the message and the phone number are still legible. I put the note back on the counter. I tie the trash bag back up and leave it where it was. Ben comes home, throws his lunch kit on the counter, and takes the trash out to the trash can. He then walks over to the kitchen counter and starts taking plates out of his lunch kit. It is then that he sees the note on the counter again. His face goes pale. He picks up the note, an incredulous expression on his face. He staggers and walks over to the couch, sits down and looks at the note. I see his face change, and as he wipes his face, I see tears streaming from his eyes. I sit next to him, frustrated at how upset he is. Oh, Jennifer, he says in a muffled voice. What would you say about me right now? Jennifer, Jennifer. When he says my name, I feel myself coming together in an instant. Millions of memories, thoughts, and emotions run into each other. He and I have been together for a long time, since high school. I am dear to him in my own way. Ben and I are like high school sweethearts dancing at the prom. Ben and I stay up late at night whispering to each other on the phone. Ben and I fight, yelling in each other's faces. Then we make up, snuggling up to each other on the couch. Later, in college, sneaking into each other's dorm rooms at our religious school. Moving from place to place after graduation, each trying to find a decent job. We finally ended up here in this apartment. Ben found a job as an accountant at a bank. I went from job to job until I started working at a bakery. On our rare evenings together, when our schedules overlapped, we cooked together in the kitchen. I remember snuggling up to him in this very room after one of our home dates. I also remember myself, separate from my relationship with Ben, lying in the grass as a kid, looking up at the stars, giggling with my best friend at sleepovers, discovering how much I loved to cook as an adult, creating intricate sweets. The joy of realizing that I could still discover new things that I loved and that I could excel at. I remember the joy of walking alone and feeling the sun warm my skin. I remember driving my car one night, and out of the corner of my eye I saw a truck coming towards me. It hit me as I was trying to merge into traffic. And after I passed, I remember some remaining part of me looking down and seeing Ben crying over my body as he recognized me. I had been hurt in that accident. His agonizing sobs. We had been everything to each other for the past 18 years. Despite all the changes in our lives, we were together. With sweet relief, I remember all those parts of myself, even my death. I didn't want to leave him alone. But when I stayed, only a part of me remained. A small presence drawn to Ben by my care. The rest of me slipped away, leaving me as broken as Ben. Ben is now on that couch wiping his eyes. I want to hug him, to say some words of comfort to him. But of course I can't. He's looking at the paper again. Louise's note is an invitation to reconnect with the world, to start moving on. I'm slipping away from him. I know I can't let my spirit fall apart again. I can't see the future, but in my mental gaze I see him picking up the phone. I see him calling Louise and accepting her invitation. I see him living his life, learning to love and be at peace again. Learning to grow and laugh and spend more days in the sun. He needs that, and I wish him that. Very much. For the sake of his future. I want sunshine too. After so many aimless days in the dark, I can feel the light penetrating every part of me. My whole soul together. I'm moving on. Probably everyone will have a different path next. Maybe it's for the best. Thank you, and I invite you to subscribe. If it's not too much trouble, please give me a like. It would be my pleasure.